We wish Her Majesty, of course, all the very best and hope that she can attend as much as she can of this weekend and these celebrations. But earlier today was pretty amazing. I was there at the palace for the whole proceedings, and it was really spectacular and emotional in many ways. And one of the Queen's greatest passions, of course, is horses and horse racing. She took up riding age 3. She was in the saddle until quite recently, until her mobility issues took over. And one of her favourite ever jockeys, if not probably her favourite jockey, I think, is Frankie Dettori. Champion jockey, champion man. He's ridden more than 50 winners for the Queen in the last 30 years. And I'm delighted to say that in between races, he's actually racing tonight. Frankie Dettori joins me now live from Chelmsford Racecourse. Frankie, good evening to you. Frankie, I know that you and the Queen are very close. You've ridden so many rides for her. You've won so many races for her. She loves the horse racing. And obviously today is a bittersweet day because we had all these amazing celebrations, and I was hoping to just talk about that with you, but she's had some discomfort tonight and she won't be attending the Thanksgiving service at St Paul's Cathedral tomorrow. What's your reaction to that?
Well, when you look at the Queen's schedule this next 3 or 4 days, I mean, it's really so much. We forget that she's a great old age of 96, and she's also, I think she's going to miss the Derby on Saturday. That is probably the first time in over 50 years. But we all wished well, and just perhaps just pace herself a little bit. It's very easy for us to say, but I think we asked a lot from her.
Yeah, and I think there were genuine concerns. She may not have made any of the Jubilee celebrations. I was told by somebody very close to the Royals about 6 weeks ago, they were really worried about it. So the fact she was able to be on the balcony today, I think, was huge. She will obviously miss the Derby. You're racing the Derby. In fact, I think you were due to be on one of the Queen's horses, but the horse got pulled. Is that right?
Yes, unfortunately, the horse said minor setback. He's not going to make it. But it was great to see Her Majesty on the balcony smiling with all her family, and we wish her well. And it's going to be an amazing Platinum Jubilee, and we're going to go ahead and race the Derby. I'm sure she's going to watch it on TV, and we're going to try to give Her Majesty a great spectrum of horse racing, because what she loves very much.
One of my favourite stories, Frankie, involved you, the Queen, and the late, great Lester Piggott, who very sadly died several days ago, one of the all-time great jockeys like you are. And it involved the King George VI, where I think you got a little above yourself, didn't you? And you boasted to the Queen that you'd won it 4 times, and she replied, "That's nothing. Lester won it 7 times."
Correct. When I went up to the podium to pick up the trophy, and I said, "Oh, Your Majesty, I won it 4 times." And she looked at me, "Well, Lester won it 7 times." And went, get back in your box. She's got a great sense of humour, and as you know, she loves racing, Royal Ascot, the Derby, all that. So she's been a great ambassador for my sport. And
just a word about Lester Piggott, because he was an amazing jockey. He was an irascible, uncompromising, courageous, very individual kind of character, but an amazing story where he ended up going to prison for tax evasion issues, and then he made his comeback age 55, and he won the Breeders' Cup in America at 55. In racing terms, how big a deal was that, Frankie?
I was in that race. Unfortunately, when I started riding, Lester already retired. He had 5 years off racing, and a couple of those years he spent in prison. And then after 12 days, he came back from riding, goes to New York and wins the Breeders' Cup, one of the biggest races in the world. A 54-year-old man. He was an amazing man. And don't forget, we're going to race the Derby in memory of him on Saturday. And he's won the Kazoo Epsom Derby 9 times. What an amazing man. And that record would never be beaten.
Yeah, an amazing guy, great character. Let's talk about you and the Queen,
now, Piers,
Frankie. Sorry?
Listen, Piers, I must stop you because my horses are here and I have to go to ride the next race. So I wish you all the best.
Frankie,
I wish I could talk to you a bit longer.
Go win it and go win it. Go win it for the Queen, even though it's not a Queen's horse. Go win it for the Queen and dedicate your win to the Queen. Thank you for taking time in between races.
Take care.
Go get them, Frankie. All the best.
Take care.
Well, that's really the personification, isn't it, of live television. That's actually one of the world's greatest ever jockeys in between two races, fitting us in, but then his horse arrives and he's got to get on it and go in a ride. So thank you to Frankie Dettori, one of the great characters of racing and close to the Queen. And as he said, I think we echo all his thoughts about sending the Queen great good wishes because she's obviously got these ongoing issues with mobility in particular, and it can't be easy, particularly when you're the focal point of the world's attention in the way that she is.